This is a video of Inclusion Europe. We are an organization of people with intellectual disabilities and their families. This video explains why it is important for everybody to speak up and have their say. It is important that children learn this skill at a very early stage. When children grow up, it is firstly the parents who decide what their kids should do and not do. The older they get, the more they are expected to take their own decisions. They also get to speak up and to defend their own interests. This is often not so easy, but it is an important skill that you need as an adult person. Children with intellectual disabilities are like other kids. They only learn differently than others in some areas. They also can learn how to take decisions. They need the opportunities and the proper environment to do so. But many of their friends, parents, and teachers think they cannot take decisions for themselves. They often see this as a wall that separates them from society. Mia Farah from Lebanon shows what she thinks about this wall.
What change you wish to see happening in your life? Do you want to see the wall or your life? Do you care about the world? It's nothing to me. We don't need it.
Self-advocacy is not only about taking decisions by yourself. It is also about speaking up for your own interests and making sure that they are heard. This is something that all citizens need to learn to make sure that decisions are taken that take their needs into account. Everywhere, people with the same interests then come together and advocate together for their own interests. They speak to politicians or organize a demonstration to try to get what they want. Self-advocacy has the same goals. Groups of people with intellectual disabilities are coming together to talk about their needs. Then they explain their needs to other people and try to get what they want. For example, real inclusion in schools. It is best to learn self-advocacy together at school. Non-disabled and disabled pupils can learn together an important skill that they all need for a life as an active citizen. The best way to learn about self-advocacy is, of course, to see self-advocacy in action, to see people who already have started to speak up for themselves.
My name is Belinda Powell and the group is called the Ealing Partners Power Group, and I'm the Education and Training Rep, and I also do administration on Fridays.
My name is Bert and I'm the County Checker Rep, and my role is to check the service around more jobs for people.
My name is Anthony Minot. I work for Ealing Mencap as an advocate, and I also help to facilitate the Ealing Partners Power Group.
In Ealing, there's a need to have a group set up for people with learning disabilities. So the group is funded by Ealing Council. Since that funding has been approved, the group has been running for 5 years. In my group, I've learned to become more confident, how to campaign, and how to become more professional.
We meet to share with other people, and we work to link up with organisations, and then we getting feedback to our local policy board. To have improve the lives of people with disabilities.
Because people with the learning disabilities should should speak up for other people who have learning disabilities. We're people first, disability second.
We had a funding cuts, and we speak up for other people in other boroughs.
Issues around funding. So like what we've had to do is we've had to be creative with the money that we've got, and even currently right now, being a power group rep was a paid job, but because we've had cuts and we've had reduced funding, now the guys get expenses, which isn't much, and they volunteer. So funding is the main issue.
You need the right support and the right people to run the speaking up group.
And to have more training, to have more personal training.
And of course, self-advocacy is not only about disability issues. It is also about exercising your role as a citizen. Here you see that in Croatia, self-advocates want to help saving the Adriatic Sea from pollution. How can you learn the skills for self-advocacy in your classroom? There are many good exercises about how to speak out in your own interests. Your teacher has a list of websites where you can find them. A good starting point can be to talk to each other about your strengths and weaknesses. You will see that everybody has some things she can do very well and some things he is not strong in. For example, one of your friends may be a good football player and others may not. The important thing is to understand that strengths and weaknesses do not say anything about the value of a person. They just show where you need help, and we have to learn how to ask for it. Another important point is to experience how it is when only others take decisions. You can build pairs and one of you wears a blindfold. Then you walk around and your friend guides you, deciding where to go. How does it feel to be dependent? How does it feel when only your friend decides where you go? Do you understand now how people with intellectual disabilities experience this like a wall? Are there different ways how you can receive support when wearing a blindfold? There is one way where your friend just guides you around without explaining anything. But your friend can also try to explain where you are, what he or she sees, and ask you where you want to go. Talk about what feels better and find out why it feels better. It is the same for people with disabilities who receive support. There is, of course, much more about self-advocacy. What we know is that it makes people stronger and better included in society. Join our work to make life an inclusive adventure for people with and without disabilities.